D2 Word Life here with Rip No Contest Hides.
Go fuck yourself. Just because you can't beat me and you have to get disqualified because of too much violence.
We all know that's your cue. We all know how much you don't like too much violence.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that with a sarcastic smile on my face, even though you can't see it right now.
What do I always say at the goddamn shows that here in town?
You always yell out. You always yell out. We need less violence.
Bullshit. I said I always
except
yell,
replace the word. Except replace the word less with more.
I need sustenance. And then you just look at me. Even your friend, when we went to the last one, was looking at me like, he fucking nuts.
And then I looked back at him, giving that look, being like, low-key, I think he is.
Everyone in the audience was looking at me. I'm just like, yes, violence. We need more. Do it. I need the sustenance.
But anyway, this week we have the unfortunate honor of...
No, we have the very fortunate honor.
No, it's unfortunate honor of reviewing Hell in a Cell 2019.
No, it's your very fortunate honor that you're making us review Hell in a Cell 2019.
We originally had this review scheduled for July, but due to other circumstances, we had to push back on this review.
Namely, Hogan and Ozzy passing within days of each other.
Yep. But anyway, here we are reviewing this crappy show now. Well, I wouldn't say it was total crap, but I'm saying most of it was.
It wasn't. It was decent. That's all I'm gonna say. It was decent. The only thing that was bad about it was the fucking main event when they fucking did a no contest DQ because too much violence.
Yeah, and we'll describe all that. We'll talk about that when we get to the main event.
Yeah, you have Triple H, Kevin Nash, Mick Foley, Sean Waltman, or X-Pac, and Undertaker all in the back just looking at each other going, are they making us a joke?
And even X-Pac, who never competed in a Hell in a Cell, even reacted to it saying, how can there be a DQ in a Hell in a Cell match? What?
No, he wasn't a Hell in a Cell.
Shawn Michaels was.
He was interference in a Hell in a Cell.
Shawn Michaels was in Hell in a Cell. Sean Waltman wasn't, even though he knew people who were in Hell in a Cell.
Well, he was in it. He wasn't in the match per se in Hell in a Cell, but he was interference in Hell in a Cell. Unlike Shawn Michaels, that was also there, was looking at like, this is a joke.
But anyway, we'll talk about the controversy main event. We'll talk about some of the detail in the main event and what we learned from it afterwards. And everything else, the controversial main event here. But yeah, we're reviewing Hell in a Cell 2019. Like I said, it took place on October 6, 2019. In our backyard. Not literally in our backyard, that'd be freaking weird, but when I say that, I meant in Sacramento. At the Golden One Center. Hey, the same place where a couple weeks from time of recording we'll be at Raw.
Yeah.
But it had an attendance of 10,000 people, which you were almost an audience member for this show, so explain that one real quick. At the time.
Unfortunately, well, I want to say unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I decided, I'm going to change my mind.
But how close were you to actually buying a ticket and going yourself in person?
Very fucking close.
Well, with the power of hindsight, I bet you were happy you decided not to and decided just to watch it on the network. Otherwise, you would have been ticked thinking you wasted money.
Yeah, I'd be screaming, I want my money back.
You'd be chatting BS along with all the other people.
Just like the 50,000 people that were there.
Or 10,000.
Or more.
Or 10,000 people, that's what it gave me.
Yeah.
But either way, that place was filled and a lot of fans were pissed. All those fans were ticked off. by the end of this show.
Yeah, it's pretty bad that they started chanting AEW that just got its kickoff.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. You probably would have been joining in on that chant at that time if you were there.
And I'll be joining the chant. We want our money back. 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 We want our money back.
And I know 2019 was the time period before you and I started talking, but if we did, shit, we probably would have been there too. We probably would have been ticked off about it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And yeah, I was contemplating going myself, honestly, but I was like, nah, fuck it, because I didn't have the money or the ride to get there anyway. Right?
Yeah, you go there, you just see me there, like, uh-huh.
But anyway, the commentators for this event were Corey Graves, Jerry Lawler, Vic Joseph, Dio Madden, and your boy Michael Cole.
It's your boy Michael Cole, bitch. Get it right.
Not your boy Michael. And the ring announcers for this event were Greg Hamilton and Mike Rome.
Which you don't even fucking see anymore, so.
And of course, during the pre-show match, Natalya defeated Lacey Evans, and I believe what was her last pay-per-view win. Seriously, when was the last time Natalya actually won at a friggin' pay-per-view or PLE? I don't even remember. And this one shouldn't even count. It was a pre-show.
It was on the pre-show, and she fucking bitch slapped Lacey Evans.
Knocked her out after the match was over. They showed that highlight late in the show.
She gave her the lady right.
Or the women's right, or whatever.
Yeah, the women's right.
Lacey Evans' knockout punch move. Pretty much similar to what the Big Show used to do. Right?
Yes. And saying, oh, it's going to be on Raw. In a women's last man standing match.
I don't know why they were giving out freaking goddamn pay-per-view quality matches on Raw at the time, but whatever. I don't even remember that match.
I do.
Of course you do. You were the fanboy through and through, watching every week, even WWE's dark, crappy days, creatively. And your favorite general manager at that time was Baron Corbin the year before this.
No.
You thought he did an excellent job running Raw.
I know you did.
Actually, I'm just kidding. Eric Bischoff was a better GM than Baron Corbin.
We all know that you liked Baron Corbin, especially when he shaved his head when he was GM.
No, and in Baron Corbin's defense, you can easily tell when he had the long hair he was going bald. Probably why they told him to shave his head anyway. Right?
Well, it's also kind of sad that he lost Hell in a Cell to let's just say.
This event had to remind me this is where that's the start of that came from, and we'll get to it when we get to it.
Grande.
But anyway, we saw the whole opening hype package, hyping up the whole main event with The Fiend and Seth Rollins. Boy, howdy, did we think that was going to be a good match, but no. And pyro display. And then we got into our first match of the night after being introduced to the show by the commentators. And we began with the women's Hell in a Cell match for the Raw Women's Championship and saw Becky Lynch defend against Sasha Banks. Okay, now this one I believe was the best match of the night right off the dang bat.
Yeah, that match was better than any right it had to be.
I mean, let's face it, they were two of the original horsewomen, and the other two would actually face each other also on this show.
Yes, it had all four of the original horsewomen.
Yeah, facing off against each other in a pair of singles matches.
Which was Charlotte Flair,
Bayley,
Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, or
Mercedes Moné
now. And
Bayley.
Bailey
Yep.
was hearing voices.
I wonder what other superstar heard voices. But
And
anyway,
he's also on the pay-per-view.
Going back to this match, both women made their entrances, and Sasha Banks had the advantage being having experience competing inside in the Hell in a Cell. Mind you, this was the only second time women fought in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, well, they had the tag team women's Hell in a Cell, and then they had this one.
I think women's tag team Hell in a Cell was the year after this. I'm not totally sure.
No, it was prior.
I'm not totally sure because the first one was Banks in Charlotte. But whatever, I could be totally wrong on that freaking timeline. I don't know. I watch so many of these freaking goddamn Hell in a Cell shows and pay-per-views. I can't. I lose track of past shit a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could have been. Well, it was all a blur too. So.
Some of the highlights included freaking Banks and Lynch, or Banks attacking Lynch, fighting to the outside before they got back into the ringside area so the Cell could finish lowering.
She attacked Becky right down on the fucking entrance ramp when she was coming from her entrance. Fucking when the steel cage was going down.
Yeah, and another freaking
Sasha was introduced first, and then which normally they would do the champion first, but Sasha Banks wanted to be first, and then Becky.
Yeah, and then, on the outside, Lynch did get the upper hand on Banks, who put the chain on the friggin' door herself, locking it on the inside. But then,
Yeah.
but then Banks battled back. During that little exchange, a cringe spot happened. I don't know if you can call it cringe or creative. And I'm talking about the spot where Banks freaking stuck Lynch's arm through the door and repeatedly slammed it. The door shut on her dang arm right there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, that's... I don't know, you could call it cringe. I've seen worse, but... Or more cringier than that, but it looked painful as hell. How would you like to get your freaking arm slammed in a door repeatedly? Like that? I don't think I would.
Oh, yes, you would.
Yeah, and then another spot. I mean, Banks was on the outside of the ring. Bench and Lynch were on the outside of the ring. And then all of a sudden, Lynch got the upper hand when she threw a chair in Banks' face. I remember that spot. Right on the outside. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a little bit later on. Yeah, and then a little bit later on, freaking, A little bit later on, freaking Banks went on the outside. This was later on in the match, retrieving kendo sticks and freaking used that to nail Lynch with, taking her down in the corner of the cell.
Yeah, but then Becky grabbed the damn thing like a fucking boss, and this is pre-man Becky Lynch.
This is actually the man, Becky Lynch.
No, this is pre-man.
She came out, a graphic said the man written on it, so... I mean, she main evented WrestleMania months prior to this event. But anyway, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Freaking...
Well, no, I'm saying it's pre-man because it was her man phase where she was starting out as it.
Yep.
And then she further perfected it.
Oh yeah, and then freaking... Well, after Lynch blocked freaking, Banks freaking taking her face first into the kendo sticks up in the corner, she freaking made Banks go face first into it.
Yeah, and then she put a chair on the damn... She put the kendo sticks there, and then a chair.
And then propped freaking Banks on the chair, and then decided, I'm gonna go deliver a drop kick to her in the corner. I'm like, that's a creative spot.
It wasn't even a drop kick. She fucking jumped off the ring apron and just fucking literally kicked her in the face.
Yes.
How would you like? Oh, he's sitting on the free like. Oh, okay, I'm gonna be. Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, and talk about another cringe spot. I don't know if this happened before the spot we were talking about or afterwards. There was a chair in the ring. Lacey, it's like, yeah, well, there was a chair unfolding in the middle of the ring, pointed downwards where the legs were sticking up, and freaking Lynch nailed a drop toe hold on to freaking Banks right into the freaking chair. And Banks'
Yeah.
face hit the little, like, the little, like, middle, like, part of the chair, or middle part that connects the two chair legs together.
The latches.
The latches, yeah, or to the chair, right? Everyone knows everyone knows the part of the chair I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I seen that, I'm like, there is so many ways that spot could have gone wrong.
Yeah. Well, there was so many ways because that chair was still in the freaking ring towards the end as well when they were jumping off the top rope, and there were so many spots that could have gone wrong.
Like, imagine that drop toe hold got wrong, and either in Banks's face or position was either a little bit toward the left or the right. She could have freaking smashed her eye out with the leg of the chair.
She would have been dead. It would have gone right through.
Exactly.
It would have been a whole Owen
incident.
Incident again.
Yeah, I mean, in spots like that, there's no room for error whatsoever. Right?
Yes. Just ask Owen Hart. Oh, wait, you can't.
You really gotta talk about that right now. It's bad enough that we still have that event to go, and I'm not looking forward to it. Ugh.
Hey, I just said that you oh, yeah. Ask him. Oh, wait, you can't.
But anyway,
because his stuff was wrong.
But anyway, after all that on the outside,
it was on the freaking rigger's fault that gave him the wrong rigging, and then the rigger went to go and get another rigging from Shawn Michaels, and they pushed the match forward, so they gave him the faulty rigger.
Yep. Anyway.
Or rigging.
Yeah, rigging system. Anyway.
I'm saying rigging, not the other word, people.
I know what you're saying. I heard you loud and clear.
I'm talking to the other people.
But anyway, at one point, Becky Lynch set up a table. Looked like she was going to deliver a suplex onto Banks through it, but Banks avoided, performing a backstabber on Lynch. And freaking nailed Lynch with a Meteora through the freaking table for a near fall here. There was plenty of near falls in this dang match. Back and forth.
Yeah, well, the chair was still there too, and she could have gotten her knees taken out by the damn chair.
Oh yeah, and we forgot to mention that early in the match, Banks did set up a chair on the side of the dang cell wall as well, right? Which later on near the end of the match, she whiplashed Lynch into. That looked like it hurt like a lot, right?
Yeah.
But in the end, Lynch was in control. Banks was down. Lynch was in control. Started tossing a bunch of chairs into the ring, or was that Banks that tossed all the chairs in the ring?
Banks was the one that after she tossed Becky back into the ring, she started throwing chairs.
Yeah, Banks threw several chairs in the ring, and she struck freaking Lynch several times with one of the chairs. And Banks, I believe, was going to the middle rope or set Lynch up. Banks was going to the middle rope to do something, but Lynch stopped it and nailed a freaking exploder suplex onto the chairs, which would be known as the manhandle slam. Or a modified version of it up from the top, I believe.
Exploder suplex.
Well, either way, freaking Banks ended up into the chairs, and Lynch freaking followed this up by locking the disarmor onto Banks, and despite Banks' best effort to try to get out of it, she couldn't, and in the end, Banks submitted. Tapped out.
Well, Sasha Banks went for the bank statement, which got reversed into the disarmor. Because she slipped on the chairs.
Yep, but either way.
chair.
Yeah, but either way, the end result was the same with Sasha Banks tapping out and Lynch retaining the championship here.
Yeah, you get it? Achilles tendon, Achilles chair.
Achilles chair. Anyway, I know those are the most of the highlights that we could think of in this match. You're just gonna have to watch this match back to get all the spots. Your thoughts on this one from start to finish?
It was good.
Preferably the best match of the night, and it just was all downhill from here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't all downhill, but for the most part, it kind of was, in my opinion. Yeah, and then we go on to the second match, and I'm not gonna mention any of the backstage interviews or promos until I have to with segments that happen later on in the show, important ones that we need to talk about.
Yeah.
You know which ones I'm referencing here. Anyway, we go on to the second match tonight. It was a tornado tag team match. It was Roman Reigns before he became the tribal chief. This was during the big dog phase. He was teaming up with Daniel Bryan to take on Eric Rowan and Luke Harper.
It's Eric Rowan, not Roman.
Eric Rowan, Rowan, whatever. I keep those names are easy to mix up in my defense.
How is Rowan and Roman easy to mix?
Well, oh no, in the word Roman, we have a freaking M for many. In the word Rowan, in the name Rowan, we have a W for Wombo. That's like the only spelling difference.
This was the Roman Empire phase for Roman Reigns.
Oh, by the way, did you see what I did there with the lettering?
Yes.
You're like, okay, Patrick Star. Right?
Uh-huh. Okay, Squidward.
And yeah, it was great to see us actually review a Luke Harper match. For once. But anyway, Harper and Rowan dominated the match in the early going here, taking out Reigns, taking out freaking Bryan. Especially when they powerbombed Bryan to the announce table. It was carnage right off the bat here.
Well, this was also Luke Harper's, I think, very few last stunts in WWE at this time, and then he went over to, then he was released.
Then he debuted in AEW the following year.
Yes. And then a few years later, he passed.
Or later on, at the end of 2020, he passed. Like literally a little over a year after this. Right.
It was 2021 or 2022 is when he... No, 2021 is when he passed.
Or I thought it was 2020. Whatever. I just know it was shortly after this event.
Yes.
Something I don't know. I don't like remembering death dates, but I don't know if I'm right. You're right. And either way, it's still a sad situation.
Yeah. And Eric Rowan is still wrestling to today.
Yeah. Eric Rowan right now is a member of the Wyatt Six on SmackDown today.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and at one point during the match, freaking Harper and Rowan tried to double team Bryan by trying to powerbomb him through another announce table, only for Bryan to counter with a Hurricane Rana on Harper, which led to Rowan getting speared through the table by Roman. As we know. I'm just going to call him Reigns at this point, just so I don't confuse it. Right?
Well, the whole thing started because Luke Harper thought that... Eric Rowan thought that he was being disrespected and that he was being belittled by
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan mentally.
Yep, and then...
He was saying that he is smarter. He is 4 steps ahead of Daniel Bryan.
And then in the end, freaking at the end of the match, after some more carnage, Roman Reigns appeared once again, performed a Superman punch on a Harper, and this was following all of those freaking like kicks that wouldn't put Harper down. Right? I think. Right? Or whatever. Freaking Reigns performed a Superman punch. Freaking Daniel Bryan hit the running knee, and then Reigns hit a spear on a Harper to get them win.
Yeah.
So, and after the match, Reigns freaking attempted to shake Daniel Bryan's hand, but Bryan rejected it and insisted on a hug instead until the two actually embraced in the show of respect. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, it was a little bit, it was carnage. It was like possibly, in my opinion, the second best match of this show. So they had two good matches, and now the rest is downhill. I thought this tornado tag match was fine. All right.
Well, there was 3 good matches, and now 4. It was the OC versus the Viking Raiders and Braun Strowman and Randy Orton just beating the brakes off of Mustafa Ali.
You think the 6-man tag was good? Yeah, that ending really kind of sucked.
It's decent.
Really? We'll get to it when we get to that one, which ain't that far off. Anyway, we go.
At least there wasn't any right back squashes.
Well, this freaking show already gets praised because there was no Michael Cole match either.
I know you were very sad about that.
Anyway, the next match on this card was Ali or Mustafa Ali or Ali, whatever you want to call him, taking on Randy Orton here.
Mustafa Ali, yes.
And I gotta admit, despite at this point Ali kind of being like, I wouldn't necessarily say a rookie, but Randy Orton was clearly the veteran here. Ali held his own against Orton in this matchup. There was no...
Yeah, but he still got the brakes beaten off of him.
I mean, yeah, Randy Orton was in control for like most of it, but Ali was fighting back. He was being relentless in this matchup, even taking Orton down a time or two.
Yeah, maybe 10%. Yeah, maybe 10% offense from Ali, and let's see, 99.99999999999% of the time it was Orton just beating the brakes off of him.
So you're saying it was like 10% Ali with the freaking offense, while Randy Orton had 999,999,999 feet slide. I mean, freaking percent.
Yes.
But you know, despite a good like back and forth with Ali freaking fighting back as best he can, even going for high flying maneuvers here, I did find it kind of impressive when Orton went for an RKO only for Ali to reverse it into a handstand somewhat and get back up.
Yeah, well, this was also pre-Dick Ali before he created the other stable that was with the OC.
No one wants to remember Retribution.
Yes, this is
Why do you have to
also
remind me about that?
pre-Retribution. This was also pre-Retribution.
Jesus Christ, that stable sucked so bad they were freaking rejected cosplayers. One of them even looked like Bane. No one wants to remember that stable.
Yeah, there was Slapjack. There was T-Bone.
It's like Reckoning. Mia Yim deserves so much better at that point.
Yes.
Hell, one of the members hated that stable so bad she actually requested, no, just take me back to NXT. This shit sucks.
Well, no, it wasn't just Mia Yim that wanted to go back. It was freaking Dijak as well, who was T-Bar.
Yeah, that kind of. Yeah, they wouldn't be around for another year at this point. A little under a year after this. It was during the COVID era, or the Thunderdome era, whatever you want to call it. And that stable, no, that sucked. But we're not talking about that. That has nothing to do with the show. In the end,
Now,
though, friggin' Ollie
the
went.
six formed shortly after this. It just was more prominent after during the COVID.
Yeah, and then after this event, or not after this event, I mean, during the match near the end, I meant to say, Ollie was in control. He was going, and this was after his impressive counter to the RKO. And yeah, he did try to follow it up with a roll up on Orton, but Orton get kicked out at the count of two. So Ollie, in control, decided to try to go for his finisher, the facebuster, only for Orton to counter into an RKO out of nowhere to win the match
Yes.
with the 3 count. So, your thoughts on this one?
It was Still, Randy Orton just beat the brakes off the fool.
Okay, yeah.
And what happens after Retribution failed? He goes over to TNA.
Yeah, and isn't he in TNA right now, or is Ollie in AEW? I keep forgetting track. Keep track of that.
Ollie went to AEW, then kind of failed miserably there, and then went to TNA. And that's where he's at now.
Anyway,
Which he just faced as of Tuesday, Ethan Page for the North American title.
So anyway, was it after this match or before this match they talked about the SmackDown on Fox highlights? Because I remember them talking about this on this show. Because it was
After.
Okay, it was after this match.
Yep.
Okay, we'll talk about that after we talk about this next matchup real quick. It was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Remember when they were a tag team?
Yeah. Bliss Cross.
Yeah, and I honestly believe that eventually Alexa Bliss should just join freaking the Wyatt Six and reunite with Nikki Cross as this whole evil demented women's tag team, but that's just my opinion. Right?
Well, essentially, I think that's what they're going to do. Because she is the unofficial 6th member of the Wyatt Six.
Yep. And they were defending the Women's Tag Team Championships against at this time, a newly formed Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane.
No, this was before Kairi!
I couldn't pass this up, and the fact that we're going to be reviewing a Kabuki Warriors match at Crown Jewel coming up is also ironic.
Yeah, this is when you can say Kairi.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, stick around after we give our our final grade, because we still got to do predictions for Crown Jewel real quick. Which, at the time I upload this, would have already happened. So,
Yes.
But yeah, for the most part, the Asuka was the Kabuki Warriors were in charge of the match for most of it, including taking Alexa Bliss off the ring apron, keeping the advantage. Nikki Cross tried to fight back, and eventually she did get the tag, but Bliss tagged out after she getting beaten down too a little bit by Zayn and freaking Asuka, right?
Yeah.
But, near the end of the match, when Cross and Asuka were the legal women in the matchup, referee was distracted with a fight on the outside with Kairi Sane and freaking Alexa Bliss, thus giving Asuka... Yes, Kairi Sane, whatever. Thus gave an opening for Asuka to freaking spit the green mist into Cross's face. And she hit Cross with a roundhouse kick and pinned her to win the match and the titles.
Yes, which made Nikki Cross turn on Alexa Bliss shortly after this event, and then her coming up with Nikki ASH.
I think that was about a year or two later, because I remember at Mania 36, Bliss and Cross got their rematch against the Kabuki Warriors for the tag titles. that would happen after this event.
No, I'm saying shortly after this event is when.
Within the next year.
Yes.
And then, well, that's. Yeah, and then about a year later, Bliss and Cross would be separated, and Bliss would start doing stuff with The Fiend. Thus developing our character. That eventually
And
is
then,
what it is now.
and then Nikki Cross would come with her worst incarnation, Nikki ASH.
Oh, come on. We all know you were a fan of Nikki Ash.
No.
I mean, that was your favorite incarnation. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, the superhero gimmick in WWE only worked with two people, and that was Mighty Molly and the Hurricane. I'm sorry, but Nikki Cross could not make a superhero gimmick work.
Well, also, Roman's brother.
Well, he was shit, but
He was not.
superhero in training. Shit.
I'm saying before superhero in training.
Even his shirt that he was wearing said shit, had the shit acronym on it. And yes, I know Rosie or Roman Reigns' brother was passed away in 2017. Those are just jokes based on what his gimmick was.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, your thoughts on this women's tag team title match?
It's decent for what it was. They underestimated the Kabuki Warriors, which led them to be overconfident, and then they still underestimated them when they got their rematch.
Yep. Anyway, after this match, like I said, we went to the SmackDown on the premiere of SmackDown on Fox highlights, which honestly, is it bad that I don't remember any of the opening stuff they were talking about? I don't remember that ladder match with Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens from that show where the loser got fired in kayfabe, which was Shane McMahon because Owens won the match. Hell, I don't even remember Becky Lynch and The Rock verbally freaking burning freaking King Corbin at this time during the premiere of SmackDown Fox. Is it bad that the only thing I remember from the premiere of SmackDown on Fox during this time period was the squash that freaking Kofi Kingston got thanks to Brock Lesnar.
Oh, you mean the 13-second title reign?
It wasn't even 13. It wasn't a 13-second match. It was more like 5.
No, it was 13 seconds.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar won the W title on the SmackDown prior to this in like between 10 to 13 seconds.
Yeah, because he was goofing around with him, and then he hit him with the F5.
Shit, it was more like bell ring. Kofi Kingston ran at Brock. Brock freaking reversed Kofi's momentum into an F5. 1, 2, 3. It was over.
No, he kicked him.
It was shit.
It was funny.
Imagine if that match was on this pay-per-view. That would have gotten a 0.
I would have got a funny 5.
That's because you like seeing the world burn.
And?
Yeah, and then Cain Velasquez, I remember coming out and attacking Lesnar after the match, which set up their horrible Crown Jewel 2019 match. And it was all done just so Lesnar can get his win back after losing to Vasquez in UFC. That was it.
That wasn't just the only match that was on that pay-per-view either.
Oh, I know. It was. I remember what the main event of Crown Jewel 2019 was. It was Raw to the Fiend once again. If you're thinking of the one crappy match that also was on my mind, that's Super Showdown 2019, by the way. That match with Taker and Goldberg was garbage that happened months prior to this show. I'm sorry. And it's bad enough that we probably have to review it, knowing you.
That's on one of my checklists, but it's not what's coming next.
I have a feeling I know what's coming next, and before you announce it, Fuck you in advance.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go on to the next match, which was a six-man tag. It was U.S. champion AJ Styles teaming up with Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, the OC, taking on the Viking Raiders and a partner of their choosing, which ended up being Braun Strowman.
It wasn't the Viking Raiders. It was
What was
oh
it?
yeah, it was the Viking Raiders.
No, what? Okay, what's the name of that tag team now? The Viking Experience,
Or
or
well,
it's the War Raiders?
they were War Raiders in NXT, and then when they got moved up, they for some reason they changed it to Viking War Raiders. I have no fucking clue why.
And then later on,
And then now they changed it back to War Raiders.
I remember they were short period being the Viking Experience. I think I remember that. I could be totally wrong though, so don't quote me on that.
I don't even remember that. I think you're wrong.
I said don't quote me on that. That's why I said I could be wrong. I'm not totally sure. Right.
That's why I said I think you're wrong. I'm not 100% on that because I did not give a shit.
But either way, it was Eric and Ivar teaming up with Braun Strowman here in this for the
You could say
six-man
it.
tag.
You could say it was 3 beards versus no beards.
Yeah, and every time, yeah, and the OC were in control with either freaking Eric or Rowan were in this, or whenever freaking Eric or Ivar were in this match.
Do you remember what the name of the thing was besides the OC?
The club.
Well, but it also the only club that matters.
Yeah. They shortened it to OC. Yep. Yeah, and but yeah, like I said, freaking the OC were very cocky, dominating freaking Eric and Ivar, who they were feuding with at the time. But when Braun Strowman got the tag in,
Kitty food.
yeah, but when Braun Strowman got the tag in, freaking Braun Strowman dominated all members of the AC. Or OC. Why did I say AC? ACDC.
Ass only club.
Or turn on the AC, it's hot in here.
Isn't that Mr. Ass's club, Ass Only Club?
Well, you're a member of that, so.
So are you.
Well, I'm an asshole, so you got a point. Anyway. But anyway, Strowman dominated the entire OC, including whipping AJ Styles around, not even selling any of his offense. But then eventually Strowman got attacked by all 3 members of the OC, and the referee was like, screw this, I'm done. OC, you're disqualified. Meaning the match ended in a disqualification win for the Viking Raiders and Strowman here.
Well, also Strowman knocked the piss out of AJ.
Yeah, after the match, freaking Strowman knocked out AJ Styles here, sending a message to Tyson Fury, who he was starting a feud with leading into freaking Crown Jewel 2019. Boy, a Cain Vasquez versus Brock Lesnar match and a Tyson Fury versus Strowman match. What more could we ask for? Anything better?
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
Don't even get me started on that. You know what happened. That was BS, and we're not here to talk about that. Everyone knows what happened. You laugh it up, you asshole. Of course, it was funny that after the match, when Styles was selling, it looked like he was tripping over every step he was taking.
No, he was knocked the fuck out. He was tripping over himself because he was loopy as fuck.
Yeah, and then freaking Anderson and Gallows had to freaking hold AJ Styles up, take him up to the rampway, and when he posed with the U.S. belt, he almost fell over backwards. One for Gallows stopping it.
Yeah.
But yeah, your thoughts on this 6-man tag, which ended in a DQ?
Yeah.
As what's your thoughts on it?
It was a good match.
I thought it was kind of okay, but the DQ ending ruined it for me. Kind of lost the points, but the whole KO at the end and the way AJ Styles was stumbling all over the place. If I was gonna give bonus points for it, it would have made up for it, but I really don't. But I found that rather funny. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, and then now what I mentioned here earlier about the backstage segments that I wasn't gonna talk about here, except for like a few, and that's when one of them was this one. We seen the Street Profits back there, just cutting a promo backstage, probably. I don't even remember what they were advertising or saying, but that's not really important here.
The draft.
Yeah, they were talking about the draft, the 2019 draft coming up, but that's not the whole reason why I'm talking about this segment is because out to the next to him in the corner, we seen Tamina roll up freaking Carmella to win the 24/7 championship. Ugh. And then freaking R-Truth come and be like, "Where's Bill? Where's Bill? What about?" And both the prophets just looking and be like, "They went that way," pointing in opposite directions. Right?
Yep.
So I'm just like, well, since that was an official match, I had to freaking put a score on it. Which obviously that one obviously was a 0. There was nothing there. But if you remember the 24/7 championship, that was an awful title.
The 24/7 European 7-Eleven Intercontinental TV title.
It was a comedy title, right?
Yeah, but it was also someone's 20th time winning the title.
Yeah, that'll be later on in the show.
No, it'll be shortly after this.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, speaking of the next match, we go to King Corbin taking on Chad Gable.
Or Shorty G!
God damn it, I fucked it up. I meant to say this is going to be King Corbin. We saw King Corbin take on El Grande Americano. I mean Chad Gable. Before he became El Grande Americano, obviously.
It's pre El Grande, but Shorty Gable, or what is known as shortly after Shorty G.
Yeah, and then King Corbin. Before the match, Corbin got a freaking promo on Chad Gable. Pretty much saying, "Oh yeah, you're so short, come up short," making short jokes. And then he goes, "I christened thee Shorty Gable," and I'm like, "Oh god damn it, why?" Right?
Yes.
And of course, after that, Gable did put up a fight right away on freaking Corbin, including applying the ankle lock early in the match. And wouldn't it be funny if Corbin would have tapped out right then and there, right at the start? The match obviously would have gotten a 0 score from me, but it would have been hilarious seeing all that shit talk only to lose immediately. Am I right?
Yeah.
But eventually Corbin was able to get the upper hand on Shorty G. Gee, look, now I'm calling him Shorty G. God damn it, I hated that gimmick. El Grande Americano's gimmick was better than the Shorty G gimmick. I'm sorry. Even though I don't like that character either. But near the end of the match, after Chad Gable got the advantage, now putting Corbin down, Corbin went to the outside, tried to use his scepter on Gable, who avoided it, who avoided the friggin' hit with the scepter, and he rolled up Corbin to win the match.
Yeah.
And then the ring announcer friggin' announced, and the winner of the match, Shorty Gable. Your thoughts on this one, because it was kind of a short match, no pun intended, but yeah. What's your thoughts on it?
Garbage.
Yeah. It felt below average to me at best. But it might as well have been like a 5 out of 5 star compared to the main event, but we'll get to that when we get there.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we move on to our semi-main of the night, which was the SmackDown Women's Championship. It was SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley defending against Charlotte Flair, but But it was during freaking Bailey's entrance where the announce team were introduced us to the other the other language announce teams going down the row like they used to back during this time period. And after they introduced us to the Japanese announce team,
Funaki, Japan's #1 announcer.
Funaki, Japan #1 commentator. Commentator. God damn it! God, I'm gonna get demonetized. I'm gonna get freaking canceled for that one. And I made it this far. Oh well, I'm just joking around. It was Funaki. It's like there was a fan, or what we thought was a fan, in the audience right there, wearing a hoodie, only for the fan to reveal themselves as Tamina, the 24/7 champion.
Yes.
Freaking got confronted by R-Truth, and then she decided to grab freaking Funaki, using him as a human shield. And then there was a freaking standoff between Funaki and R-Truth.
R2 was using ninja style. Funaki was using Funaki style.
Yeah, and then R-Truth backed out real quick because he knew he wasn't going to win a fight against Funaki. Right?
It's Funaki style.
Which, that enabled freaking Tamina to try to run away, only to turn around and get nailed with a super kick by Carmella. Which freaking R-Truth followed up by pitting Tamina to win the 24/7 championship for the 20th time.
Yes.
How many 24/7 championship reigns does R-Truth have? Like freaking 50-11?
Somewhere around there.
So we've seen two championship switches of the same championship in one night. Okay. Right.
Yes.
But anyway, back to the SmackDown Women's title match. Even the commentators during Bailey's entrance freaking kind of analyze how Bailey's changed because she was defending Sasha in a segment against Becky Lynch or whatever the case was shortly before the event, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Charlotte being Charlotte, this was like her 50-11th title match, so many more to come. Am I right?
Yeah.
So yes, Charlotte Flair freaking or Bailey was trying to work on Charlotte's leg, injuring the body part early on, but Flair battled back and targeted Bailey's leg, or knee more specifically. Right. And at some point during the matchup, Flair nailed the natural selection on Bailey, who grabbed the bottom rope to break the pin at 2. Right.
Yep.
And of course, Bailey then blocked a freaking moonsault from Flair when she got her knees up. Highlight there. So Bailey was back on the offense. But, on the outside, Flair freaking nailed a fallaway slam onto Bailey on the outside. And then forcing Bailey to come in at the count of 9. Right. And of course, Bailey got the small package in for a near fall. And Bailey tried to block a big boot from freaking Charlotte and rolled Charlotte up using the ropes for leverage, but the referee caught her. Showing some heelless tactics at this point.
Yeah.
But in the end, freaking Flair took advantage, performed the big boot on the Bailey, and locked in the figure 8 submission hold. And Bailey had no choice but to tap out.
Starting her heel run.
So, yeah, Charlotte Flair won her 10th Women's Championship on the WWE's main roster at this point.
Yeah, which began the turning point of heel Bailey.
Yeah, and before we get
she lost her rematch on SmackDown when she beat when she cut up her fucking Bailey buddies.
Yes, I was about to mention that. Before we get to what happened after the match but into it in the future and into what happened the following week on SmackDown, because I remember this. Your thoughts on this one from start to finish?
It was good.
Yep. Yeah, but then after the match, Bailey was all ticked off, freaking kicking the ring steps and everything else, being frustrated at this loss. Right?
Yeah.
And this I believe this was the last time we saw the Hugger character, by the way. Because it was, like you said, it was the next week on SmackDown, where Bailey came out with a Karen freaking haircut, or, short Karen haircut, took a freaking knife and stabbed the hell out of the Bailey Buddies, or the waving inflatable two men, changing her character into the heelish role model character. And
It was after she lost.
yeah, and then she ended up beating Charlotte using heelish tactics to win the SmackDown Women's Championship back, which she would hold for about a year. Before
Yeah.
losing it to Sasha Banks at the following year's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view.
Yep.
And so was the Karen Bailey character born. Which, that was a fresh step, and that's kind of what her character is now. Except now she's freaking hearing voices, having the two mixed. Am I right?
Yeah.
Which makes for some interesting storylines, because shit, we seen what happened on Monday's Raw when her and freaking Lyra Valkyria beat the hell out of Judgment Day backstage. Very uncharacteristic for Valkyria's character.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this little story right now going on is getting interesting, but that'll be for another day, another discussion, right?
Yeah, watch. The next time we see her, she's gonna come out with "I hear voices calling."
So yeah, that was a great show, and that was it was an okay match, and that'll be a wrap.
No.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. What? Wait, you're saying
We have.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. I'm consoling. Wait, I'm getting a call from I'm getting a call from management here. What do you mean? What do you mean the review's not over? What?
Oh yeah.
You're saying there's one more? Wait. There's one more
let me
match
do
I have to
something
talk
quick.
about. There's one more match I have to talk about. Do we seriously gotta talk about that? My
Hey,
contract
Dustin,
says.
pick up the phone.
Yes, I'm on the phone right now. What?
Yeah, we have one more match, fucktard.
Wait, we got one more match.
Yes.
Does it says wait? Does my contract says I have to talk about this?
Yes, it does. Look at the fine print.
I swear it does. I swear it says I can freaking talk about any match. Son of a bitch! There it is. What the fuck?
The buy.
Wait, what the fuck? I don't want to talk about this match though. Wait, you're saying I'm fired from doing these reviews if I freaking don't talk about this? Wait, you're saying I gotta talk about this main event because this was my choice?
Yes.
Motherfucker, fine. I'll talk about this match, but I won't be happy about it.
You have to do it with a smile.
The only smile you're getting out of me is a sarcastic smile, and obviously this just in. I have to talk about this next match, which was the main event of this show.
It is.
It was Seth Rollins defending the Universal Championship against the Fiend Bray Wyatt in a Hell in a Cell match. Now, on paper, this match doesn't seem all that bad. All you'd have to do is make the Fiend look like a devastating monster, freaking have Seth Rollins try to beat him up with every weapon he can find, and have the Fiend seem indestructible. Maybe you could have added, like, I don't know, Seth Rollins getting desperate and nailing him with, like, 5 curve storms and the Fiend still kicking out at one, and all you had to do was freaking have the Fiend freaking counter one of those freaking curve stomps into a freaking mandible claw, or Sister Abigail into a mandible claw, and have the Fiend win. End of story. Is that what we got? Well, logically, that's what we should have got, but that wasn't what we got, now was it?
Oh, that was not what we got.
Well, first of all, when the match after both competitors entered the match, after their entrances were over, we had that eerie red light.
God damn, that fucking light won't go away.
Throughout this whole dang match and this whole dang segment, this whole match, or segment, if you even want to call it that. The same type of
Yeah,
red light that was.
I fucking hated that light.
It was the same eerie red light that was around, that was still on continuously to that Kane and Mankind Survivor Series 97 match.
And Sin Cara.
Oh, yeah, and the Sin Cara lighting sucked too. It wasn't red, but it might as well have been. Right? So, let's talk about this matchup here. Okay, for the most part, the Fiend dominated, no selling everything that Rollins threw at him, kind of like you in 2K.
Yes.
And freaking, but freaking, Rollins did try to fight back. Actually, at one point, nailed a frog splash onto the Fiend, threw a table and followed it up with a stomp, but freaking Fiend just got right back up like nothing happened. Kind of like you on 2K all the fucking time. Okay, I already used it. Why did I fucking say it again? Right?
Because it's true.
Well, there's so many examples of that here in this match. Right?
Well, fucking Bray Wyatt or The Fiend fucking no-sold all the fucking... Everything he got hit with is just like, tink, 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 tink. I'm like...
Yeah, and even freaking Fiend freaking countered a second stomp into the Sister Abigail. Rollins kicked out. If I was Rollins, I would have just said, screw it, I'm staying down. But we got to continue this train wreck somehow, am I right?
Well, he reversed... The thing is that right after the freaking, table spot, when he did the freaking frog splash and the freaking curb stomp the first time, he freaking literally laid out a whole bunch of freaking chairs.
Yeah, but we got.
And what does he go and do? He goes and try to do a super stomp, which got reversed into his Sister Abigail, planting his head into the damn chairs.
For a 2 count. And it was around this time the Fiend was like, that's it, I'm getting me mallet. Going all Eustace on us here. So the Fiend...
Go for the mallet. That was Rollins that went for his mallet.
Well, they were on the outside, freaking... Well, okay, well, whatever. They were on the outside, and then the Fiend grabbed the freaking mallet and used it to ram Rollins into the cell wall.
It wasn't even a mallet. It was Triple H's sledgehammer.
It was a giant goddamn mallet. That was in here. You know this. Right? But then Rollins freaking recovered, performed another curve stomp into the ring. And even curve stomp Fiend onto his own mallet.
The Fiend still kicked out. It wasn't even a 2 count. It was like a fucking half a count.
And then to make matters worse, freaking Rollins came out back in the ring with 3 more curve stomps and a pedigree and a 6th curve stomp for a count of 1.
Yes.
Who's the Fiend think he is? Brock Lesnar? And then freaking Rollins, frustrated at this point. Yeah, and then Rollins...
With the damn F5.
Yes. And then
Look
Rollins...
what happened to his match against Goldberg.
Yes. Yeah, and then Rollins, frustrated at this point, nailed the Fiend with 5 more curve stomps, making it 11 total.
Making it a baker's dozen.
Yeah, it was 11 or 13, whatever. It was a ridiculously amount of curve stomps that did not get the job done. And then Rollins went outside.
Yeah, and all that happened to Bray Wyatt or the Fiend was him having blood coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, and then Rollins went to the outside, got a chair, nailed freaking Fiend in the face with it, got a 1 count. 1 again. So Rollins placed a chair on the Fiend and slammed and got onto the ring, got a ladder, slammed it onto freaking the Fiend again for a 2 count.
Then buried his ass with chairs and ladders.
Yeah, so
and still.
Yeah, Rollins
could not hold his ass down.
Yeah, Fiend had a chair on top of him, a ladder on top of him. Freaking Rollins freaking went out and used a toolbox. Smashed it repeatedly on top of freaking of the Fiend with all the objects that he had buried onto him. And then Rollins was like, you know what? I'm going to go back on the outside and grab old Sledgy. The sledgehammer. And then the referee was like, don't do it. You're better than this. And after contemplating it for a little bit, Rollins slammed the sledgehammer on top of all the weapons onto the Fiend, and the referee was like, fuck this. It's too violent. End the match now. Ring the bell. To a chorus of boos.
And all you see is fucking Bray Wyatt or the Fiend with a fucking middle finger.
Yes. And yeah, and the fans hated this one.
I hated it.
And then after the match, freaking, when it looked like they were trying to get Bray Wyatt or the Fiend onto a stretcher, the Fiend got up and attacked Rollins with a mandible claw, before throwing Rollins on the outside where he performed a Sister Abigail. And then freaking, then the Fiend pulled out. Yeah, then the Fiend then pulled up the ring covering mats and then performed another Sister Abigail onto the concrete.
Yes, but this was also the event that Rollins was supposed to drop the title to Bray Wyatt, but he decided no.
Oh, we'll tell a story about that. And then after that, freaking, and then in the end of the segment off, freaking the Fiend applied the mandible claw yet to Rollins again, who had blood pouring out of his mouth.
Yes.
And then freaking the Fiend, and then the arena went dark, and the last shot we saw was the Fiend on the rampway looking at the carnage that he just created before the show went off air to the sound of the Fiend's laughter.
Yes.
And the whole time the fans were chanting bullshit, restart the match, we want refunds, and AEW.
Yes.
Aren't you glad you didn't go to this show years ago when it happened?
Yes.
And your thoughts on this match from start to finish?
Oh, shit. Garbage.
Yeah, and everything you're saying about this match, I agree with. It was fucking shit. It was crap.
Yeah, and in the back, all you have is Sean Waltman, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, Triple H, Kevin Nash, all looking at each other going, is this a joke?
And even Sean Waltman, who was filming like a show for the W Network at the time, backstage or whatever he was doing, reacting to this match, and even he was like, how do you get disqualified in a Hell in a Cell match? It makes no sense. Everyone's seen that clip, am I right?
Yes.
Ugh. So yeah, this match was garbage. I hated this match. And I don't know how Bray Wyatt felt, the late great Bray Wyatt felt about how this match ended, but Seth Rollins was really vocal about it over the years after it happened. And Rollins even said himself that he tried to get McMahon to change the match to have the Fiend win, but Vince McMahon insisted on a no contest fucking ending only because he wanted to troll the fans, thinking it was funny to hear their negative reactions. I mean, this match was so bad, Seth Rollins had to literally turn heel up in the title because of it to become his Messiah character. Basically, it ruined any face momentum that Seth Rollins had at this point to nothing.
Well, that was actually a punishment because he did something that Mr. McMahon did not like.
Well, what did McMahon expect Rollins to do in this situation? Try to turn chicken shit into chicken salad? It's still chicken shit.
Shit is shit. You can't turn it into a salad.
Yeah, but you know what I mean by that analogy. Anyway, now we go on to our rating system for this show, which I always call...
Just give me a sec.
What?
Just give me a sec.
Yep. Anyway, our rating system, we always say this is our favorite part of the show, and we will get to that shortly, but man, that main event was freaking ass. Oh yeah, and by the way, when this is done and uploaded, I cannot wait to never watch this dang match or event again.
Oh, we'll watch it again.
I'm not going to rewatch it again. I can guarantee it. But anyway, our favorite freaking part of the review, our rating system. Becky Lynch defeating Sasha Banks in that in the first Hell in a Cell match of the night of the event to retain the Raw Women's Championship. I gave that one 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns defeating Luke Harper and Eric Rowan in that tornado tag match. I gave a 4 out of 5.
I give it 4.5.
You enjoyed it slightly more than I did. Randy Orton defeating Ali. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5.
4.
The Kabuki Warriors defeating Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to win the Women's Tag Team Championships. I gave that one 2 3/4 out of 5.
I gave that a 3.5.
You enjoyed it way more than I did. Braun Strowman and the Viking Raiders defeating the OC by disqualification. I gave that one 2 out of 5.
3.5.
I just didn't enjoy that match as much as you did. Of course, Tamina defeating Carmella to win the 24/7 championship. Obviously 0 out of 5.
3.
That's giving it way. It was just a roll up. You're giving it way more praise than it should deserve. Chad Gable defeating King Corbin in that defeating King Corbin. I gave it 3 out of 5.
2.5.
Yeah. Now this time, R-Truth defeating Tamina to win the 24/7 championship. 0 out of 5.
5.
You're saying that because of the Kung Fu stance. Charlotte Flair defeating Bayley to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. I gave that one 3 out of 5.
And I gave it a 4.5. It was decent.
Yep. And, well, this shouldn't really need explaining, but Seth Rollins and The Fiend Bray Wyatt fighting it to a no contest for the Universal Championship in that Hell in a Cell match. Obviously 0 out of 5.
Negative 1,000.
Seems fitting for a score. And my final grade for Hell in a Cell 2019, considered one of the worst pay-per-views of the modern era. I gave the final grade. I gave a D.
I give it a low C.
And I only gave it a D because, the women's Hell in a Cell match and the tornado tag match that happened following that one, like the first 2 matches, were the only good matches on this card, I thought. Other than that, you really don't need to see anything else from this show.
It had some hidden gems. It was good in itself.
So, yeah, and whatever you do not watch The Fiend and Seth Rollins Hell in a Cell. You are going to regret it badly. Because Seth Rollins had way better matches, and the late, great Bray Wyatt also had way better matches. This was garbage. And I gave it a D, and that's being nice, only because of the first 2 matches on this card. So, since we got Crown Jewel coming up, I guess now's a good time to talk about our predictions for the next current pay-per-view. So, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed in that Australian street fight. So, what's your prediction of who's going to win that?
I hate to say this because I just don't care for them both very much. Roman.
Yeah, I say Roman Reigns to win the match and end the feud. That's my prediction. The Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Your prediction?
That was actually a toss-up for me because I like Asuka and I like Kairi and I also like Rhea. So...
For me, I predict Ripley and Sky. Mostly because, well, Crown Jewel is going to be held in Rhea Ripley's home country of Australia.
On her birthday.
Yes. So yeah, my prediction, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. John Cena versus AJ Styles as part of John Cena's retirement tour. Who do you got?
Cena.
I think the match is going to be a 5-star classic, but I agree Cena's probably going to get the win here. I predict. And then we got Raw's. We got the Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer versus the SmackDown Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton in a match for the Women's Crown Jewel Championship. Your prediction on that one?
La Primera.
So Stephanie Vaquer.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I say Stephanie Vaquer.
No, no, you want your Tiffy time.
Yeah, I say Stephanie Vaquer to win that one. My prediction as well.
No,
And
guys, don't get him fooled. Don't let him fool you. He wants Tiffy time.
you want Tiffy time.
I know you want Tiffy time.
Huh. No, my actual prediction is Stephanie Vaquer here. And obviously, the main event being the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes versus the World Champion Seth Rollins in the match for the Men's Crown Jewel Championship. Your prediction on that?
It's about to be a 4-0. It's about to be a clean sweep. Cody Rhodes.
So you say the WWE Champion Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is 3-0 against Seth Rollins on pay-per-view, but I'm sorry. I have to predict Seth Rollins, especially after what we heard on Monday Night Raw.
Of course you're going to go with your boy, the pussy witch.
I mean, if Seth Rollins wins it, then there'd be a dynamic between the two, with Rollins getting a victory and Rhodes not having a clean sweep.
I say it's going to be a 4-0 clean sweep.
All right. So I guess we'll just see what happens at Crown Jewel. Anyway, that's our predictions for Crown Jewel 2025 coming up.
Also,
What are we?
bye.
So, I was about to say, are you going to wait until the end of the Crown Jewel review video for next week's pick, or are you going to reveal it right now?
Oh, I'm just going to say it's a 95 pay-per-view. You'll find out the rest.
You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Because you've been telling me, oh, it's an October event. And then you just said it's 95.
Well, there's two shitty events in the one that in 95 that I could make us watch.
WCW's offering was shit, and WWE's offering was also shit.
Okay, 3.
Ugh.
Well, no, there was multiple, but some of them were decent for the event, for the show that we're gonna be watching, but not much.
I have an idea. I already have an idea. I know what it is, and I swear to God, you make me watch that shit. You might as well just reveal it now, because I think I know what it is. Come on, let the people know what we're going to be reviewing next week. Don't let it be suspicious.
We're gonna be watching Halloween Havoc 95.
That's it. I am fucking retiring. Go fuck yourself on that one. Do it yourself. God damn, you make me watch that goddamn Hulk Hogan humping bullshit. That was crap, and you know it. I fucking.
Hey,
hate
I could have
you,
made us
son of a
watch.
bitch.
I could have made us watch Uncensored 95.
I knew you were gonna make me watch that, you son of a bitch. You can't be acting all suspicious. I already fucking know. Motherfucking piece of shit.
Yeah, so pray for our sanity, just like you did for King of the Ring.
Just you fucking wait. Ugh. God help us. Is this your revenge for fucking goddamn me picking Hell in a Cell 2019? I swear to God it is.
Yes.
You're like, oh, you raise me shit? Oh, you're like, oh, you call me shit? I'll raise you more shit.
Oh, you say you call me, you raise me shit. I raise you garbage. I give you worse than shit. I give you complete garbage.
Fucking asshole. I already fucking know. I already knew it. Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Next week we're gonna be watching Halloween Havoc, which ironically was on Halloween, but we're watching it a couple weeks before Halloween.
Piece of shit. Motherfucking. Okay, fine. Fine. Well, fine. Your next two fucking reviews, we're going to be reviewing Crown Jewel 2025. And we're going to be reviewing, for the classic favorite review, Halloween Havoc 95. I freaking hate you. Anyway, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Don't you hate me?
Oh, I hate you all I want. I hate you all I want. I swear to God. I swear to God. I hate you all you want, but yeah. Anyway, until next time, we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
That's my revenge for making me watch King of the Ring and make me lose brain cells.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, pray for us for next week's classic review. We're gonna need it, and we will talk to y'all later. Peace.
Deuces.